Hello, everyone. This older brother was leisurely strolling on the road, suddenly saw a piece of metal. The head sprang up very fast, looked around, and saw no one, so he brought the piece of metal home right away. I don't know what this older brother is planning to do, but to me, this bike looks no different from a pile of scrap metal. This bike must be from the time of our great-grandfather. The older brother started to take out his tools. It turns out that the older brother intended to refurbish the motorcycle. He carefully disassembled each part of the motorcycle, neatly arranging them for easy reassembly. However, the tangled wires made it difficult to remember which part went where, leading to some doubts. To clean them, he used a brush to lightly sweep over the surfaces. The internal parts of the motorcycle were removed, and looking inside, it was not an easy task. There were many wires and small parts intertwined. The old screws were too rusty to be removed by hand, so he had to use a screwdriver to take them out. The sight of the layers of dirt and rust on the air filter was horrifying. It seemed as if the motorcycle had gone mud bathing and forgotten to clean up. It was indeed very old, and if the older brother could restore it, he would be greatly admired. He meticulously disassembled every detail of the motorcycle, from the screws to the large and small wires, without missing a beat. Just the disassembly alone took him an entire afternoon, showing that it was not an easy task. In the evening, he took the parts out and used a powerful car wash machine to clean off the accumulated dirt. The force of the spray was so strong that it could destroy any type of dirt, not just mud. He then used a paintbrush to apply a layer of some substance to the porous parts, making them shine as if he were painting nails. Next, he used a water spray gun on those parts again, and wow, the paint residues were completely washed away. He quickly removed all the screws and pried off the fuel tank cap. As using his hands to scrub took too long, he used a grinder to remove the outer layers that were no longer usable, continuously cleaning off the rust. Did anyone else find this part as cringeworthy as I did? After that, he used sandpaper to clean the areas where the grinder couldn't reach. He then raised the fuel tank frame and used an anti-rust paint spray gun, evenly spraying the surfaces of the fuel tank. He then sprayed evenly on other parts of the motorcycle. It turns out this older brother is quite skilled, isn't he? Next, he took out a specialized gel for rust removal, applied it all over the outer surfaces of the fuel tank, and used a scrubbing machine once, followed by sandpaper and water for another round, acknowledging that this older brother is indeed professional and thorough. The next step was to mix and pour paint into the paint spray gun, this time for aesthetic purposes on the fuel tank. He chose the right color, a striking red, to match the original standout color of the motorcycle. The outer layer of paint needed to be thick to prevent oxidation and limit paint fading. Without a break, he continued to work on the next parts, which were numerous. The steps were similar to the beginning as he removed each small screw from the internal parts of the motorcycle. I still couldn't believe that after disassembling all of this, the older brother could reassemble the motorcycle to its original state. The motorcycle was so old that many screws couldn't be removed without physical force. Two tires needed to be removed from the motorcycle frame, and it was so difficult. I wonder if these two tires can still be used. The bare motorcycle frame was cleaned by the older brother, just like the previously cleaned parts, and he carefully scrubbed the frame and gave it a dark gray coat, making it look extremely rugged. Although he was skeptical about the two tires, he still had to deal with them. After cleaning, he was very surprised that the two tires were still usable. First, he had to separate the tires from the frame, scrub and clean the old paint on these tires. and he gave them a red coat to match the previously painted parts. Thank you all for following along with me throughout today's